Hi, and welcome back to 5 Minute Marketing. My name is Maria from Maria Grace LLC, and I wanted to share a few tips about social media today. So, it's pretty common if we're posting every day, every other day, or even every few days on social media to just kind of run out of ideas of what to post because we talk so much about ourselves or our business, or maybe we don't talk about any of that because we just don't even know what to say. So I just wanted to share 15 quick ideas for what to post about so that next time you're stuck in a rut, you can look back on this list and have some great ideas for how to move forward. So first, you can talk about you. You can talk about a fun fact, something people didn't know, or just a little bit of your backstory. You can also talk about your business, how you formed it, how it came to where it was today, maybe how you named it. You could talk about your family. Now, this could be your immediate family if you're married, if you have kids, or if none of the above is true, you can always talk about your parents or your siblings or somebody who meant a lot to you, especially if it relates to building your business or starting it in the first place. Another topic you can talk about is your hobbies. So, what do you do outside of business? What things do you not share about on social media? For me, I'm a marathon runner, so I'm going to share a little bit about that in my feed, but you might have something else to share about that pertains to you. You could also talk about a struggle, and I know that's a little bit vulnerable, and it might not be something you naturally want to share, but if it makes you a little bit nervous, just share about a struggle that you've already worked through and talk about how you work through that rather than sharing one you're in. If you want to share one you're in the middle of, that's great, but don't feel like you have to. Another thing you can share is a piece of advice. So what would you tell your younger self? What would you tell yourself when you're starting your business? What would you tell other business owners or other people who do what you do? You could talk about new discoveries. Have you found an app that works great for you, whether in personal or business? Have you found a great new local restaurant and then you can tag them and geotag that you're there and just kind of build on that marketing piece? You can also talk about holidays or special days. So not every day is Christmas or your birthday, but there's a lot of really random, crazy holidays like National Margarita Day or National Employee Day or Get to Know Your Customers Day. There's a whole host of them. Just do a quick search for random holidays and special days, and sometimes you can just celebrate in that way. Another thing you can share is what you're reading or watching. If you're into Netflix or Hulu, or if you're into reading books, you can talk about what you're reading. You can try to get suggestions from your audience. It doesn't have to pertain to your business. It can just be something fun personally that you want to share. You could share maybe a favorite quote, something that inspires you or something that makes you laugh, something that you think your audience would appreciate. That's always an easy one. You could talk about upcoming vacations. If you're planning a trip, even if it's not that big of a deal, it's a big deal to you. And so since you're taking time away from your business, you can talk about that. You could talk about where you're going or what you're doing. You can get recommendations from your audience. And you can also talk about past trips if you don't have anything planned and where you've been and where you've wanted to go and what your experience was like. So anything related to vacations or trips or business travel is great to talk about. You could also highlight another business. So maybe you don't want to highlight somebody who's your direct competition, which totally makes sense, although you can do that as well. But maybe you want to highlight one of your clients, or maybe you want to talk about a business that has helped you along the way, or one that you either are partnering with now or would love to partner with in the future, and just get some of those good juices flowing between you and another business. You could also share helpful resources. So again, that could be an app, kind of like what I talked about before, or just some other resources for your business. So maybe you just found a great tip that you can share. Maybe this kind of correlates to advice. It kind of lumps them all together in a way, but share something that's been helpful to you that would be helpful to someone else, whether it's personal or business or something else. You can also talk about the non-business fun things in your life. So sort of related to hobbies, but maybe it's not necessarily a hobby. Maybe it's a one-time thing that you went rock climbing or that you tried a new experience, and you can just talk about that and share on whether it went well or if it went badly. Maybe laugh at yourself a little bit. The final piece of social media advice I can give you is to ask a question. And this almost always gets great audience engagement, especially if you're asking people their opinions. People love to share their opinions, even if it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It's just something we all love to do. We all have opinions on a whole lot of different things. So ask people for their opinion, ask them for advice, ask what they would do if they're choosing between choice A and choice B. And a lot of times with social media, you want to start out with the question and then explain more in the caption so that that first line hooks readers in and gets them to answer the question and read your whole caption. So there's my 15 ideas. I'm just going to rattle them off again real quick. About you, about your business, about your family, your hobbies, a struggle, a piece of advice, new discoveries, holidays or special days, what you're reading or watching, favorite quotes, upcoming or past vacations and travels. You can highlight another business, share helpful resources, talk about the non-business fun you're having, and ask a question. So next time you're stuck on what to post on social media, just come back here and grab one of these ideas and get going.